Welcome back, Book Talk enthusiasts, to another exciting episode of Dragons and Spaceships, where we shine a spotlight on all the sci-fi and fantasy books that are taking the platform by a storm. I'm your host, Brandy, and today we are diving into a book that has taken the literary world by a storm, The Atlas Six by Olivia Blake. Originally self-published and then picked up by Tor Books after going viral on TikTok, this dark academia fantasy has captivated readers with unique magic, morally complex characters, and an irresistible blend of mystery and suspense. If you are a fan of cerebral, character-driven stories set against a backdrop of ancient secrets and modern intrigue, this one's for you. But before we dive into this book, as always, let's take a look at the Realm and Galactic rankings of trending books this week. I'm going to switch things up a little bit from here on out. And instead of listing off the top 5 trending books, I'm going to highlight 1 or 2 each week and give a brief synopsis of that book. So let's get started. If you're looking to add to your TBR pile, these just might be what you're looking for. First up, we have The Great When by Alan Moore, released just this past month. It's a fascinating standalone fantasy set in post-World War II London and follows a bookstore worker who finds himself transported to a parallel world full of gangsters, sorcerers, and mysterious apparitions. This one is perfect if you love dark, intricate mystery with a touch of magical realism. Next up, we have The Bog Wife by Kay Crossner. This folk horror fantasy is set in the Appalachian region and follows a family bound by a supernatural pact with an ancestral bog. When the deal with the bog falls apart, the family is torn by secrets and strange happenings. So if you are into eerie atmospheric tales with a gothic twist, The Bog Wife might just be your thing. Both of these books have generated a lot of buzz for their unique setting and immersive storytelling. So if you're in the mood for something different, give them a look. And let us know in the comments if either one of these books sound interesting enough to talk about it here on the podcast. All right, back to our book at hand. The Atlas Six follows 6 uniquely gifted magicians who are recruited by the mysterious Atlas Blakely into the prestigious Alexandrian Society, a secret organization dedicated to preserving and guarding lost knowledge. Each year, only the most powerful individuals are selected for this honor with the promise of wealth, power, and lifelong influence. But there's a catch. Of the 6 who are chosen, only 5 will make it to the end. These characters are more than just talented, they're morally ambiguous, driven by ambition, and burdened by their own personal challenges. From matter manipulation to illusion casting and even mind reading, their powers are an extension of who they are. The tension only grows as they learn more about society and each other, leading to alliances, betrayals, and rivalries. And as they dive into the deeper secrets of the Alexandrian Society, they're forced to confront the question, what are they willing to sacrifice to win? One of the standout elements of the Atlas Six is the unique approach to magic. This isn't a world of wands and spells. Here, magic is cerebral, almost like an academic discipline tied deeply to each character's psychology. Libby and Nico, for instance, are dynamicists who can manipulate matter, but their competitive relationship with each other adds an edge to their magic that makes it feel almost like an extension of their rivalry. Reyna, who can manipulate plants, is more introspective, her powers reflecting her quiet and observant nature. And then there's Parisa, a telepath whose mind-reading abilities make her both dangerous and isolated, seeing people as puzzles to unravel. Each character's unique ability is a window into their personality, revealing how they see themselves and each other. This cerebral approach to magic gives the Atlas Six a fresh feel, combining the intellectual intensity of academia with the wonder of fantasy. Blake's choice to set this story in the Alexandrian Society, a hidden institution inspired by the legendary Library of Alexandria, adds to the book's dark academia vibe. There is no ordinary school of magic. It's a secret society steeped in power where knowledge is hoarded and only the elite gain access. The Alexandrian Society is not just a setting, but a character itself. Its dark hallways, endless bookshelves, and ancient secrets contribute to an atmosphere that's both enchanting and foreboding. The society claims to protect knowledge, but as the characters learn more, they start questioning its true motives. Are they being trained to protect knowledge, or is there something more sinister at play here? The setting amplifies the tension and mystery, adding a layer of psychological horror that keeps readers and R6 initiates on edge. One of the central themes in the Atlas Six is the cost of knowledge. These characters are competing for a place in society to access hidden knowledge and, by extension, power. But with that power comes ethical dilemmas and moral challenges. Olivia Blake does a fantastic job of exploring the question, what would you do for ultimate knowledge? And perhaps more importantly, who suffers in the pursuit of knowledge? The society promises everything that these characters want: status, wealth, immortality, but at what cost? As they are drawn deeper into society's secrets, they start to realize that not all knowledge is worth having. The theme resonates with readers in a world where knowledge is often linked to power and where the ethics of information and privacy are hot topics. One of the reasons the Atlas Six is so compelling is because of its complex, morally ambiguous characters. Each of the six initiates have their own motivations, backstories, and flaws that make them feel real and unpredictable. Libby and Nico have a rivalry that borders on obsession, each pushing the other to new extremes. Teresa's mind-reading abilities isolates her as she's constantly aware of others' secrets. And Callum, who can manipulate emotions, is perhaps the most dangerous because he doesn't seem to care about anyone else's feelings. While Raina is reluctant to use her abilities, but finds herself drawn into the group's conflicts. There's Tristan, who can see through his illusions, is burdened by a past that makes him question reality itself. What's fascinating is how these characters clash and connect. Alliances form, betrayals happen, and readers are constantly questioning who can be trusted. The tension among the group makes every interaction a potential turning point, and it's part of what makes the story so addictive. So let's go ahead and talk about the book's viral success and cultural impact that it's had. The Atlas Six first gained popularity through self-publishing, but its real breakthrough came from Book Talk and Bookstagram. Readers were captivated by its dark academia aesthetic and morally complex characters, and the book's online fandom grew fast. The viral success led to the book's re-release with Tor Books, and now it's set to continue with the Atlas Paradox, the highly anticipated sequel. The rise of the Atlas Six is a great example of how online communities can propel books into the spotlight. It's not just a book, it's become a part of a cultural moment, with fans creating theories, fan art, and deep discussions on character motives. It shows how social media platforms like TikTok can shape a book's journey and help find a dedicated readership. So now my final thoughts on it. What makes Atlas Six such a standout in modern fantasy? For me, it's the way Olivia Blake seamlessly combines a thrilling competition with deep, thought-provoking questions about knowledge, ambition, and morality. You're not just rooting for characters to succeed, you're constantly evaluating their decisions, questioning their motives, and grappling with the ethical dilemmas they face. Whether you are drawn to the allure of dark academia, the unique magic system, or the intense character dynamics, the Atlas Six is a book that challenges you to think, question, and keep guessing. Well, that's a wrap on this book. If you haven't picked up the Atlas Six yet, I highly recommend adding it to your reading list. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. Who's your favorite character? What's your take on the Alexandrian society secrets? Drop a comment and share your theories with us on social media. Don't leave yet though, because as always, before you go, we have our two other segments to go over. Today, I have a 2-for-1 segment for you with book talk news and a new release to look forward to. If you are a Legends of Thesmar fan, I have exciting news for you. Helen Schworer, that's really hard to say her last name, so I hope I'm doing it right, known for her epic fantasy storytelling, is releasing a brand new series called The Ashes of Thesmar. The first book, Iron and Embers, is hitting shelves on February 6th, so mark your calendars. This new adventure is set 5 years after the Legends of Thesmar series, so if you're already a fan of her world building, you're in for a treat. Iron and Embers promises everything we love about her work: dark magic, intricate characters, and a gritty world of assassins and warriors. It's a deeper dive into the Thesmar universe with layers of conflict and storyline that is sure to keep us hooked. If you're craving high-stakes fantasy, keep this one on your radar. Well, that's it for today's episodes of Dragons and Spaceships. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the realms and the starships on this deep dive into the Atlas Six by Olivia Blake. If you have read the book, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to find us on social media for more quick and engaging book reviews and recommendations. Until next time, happy reading, stay curious, and keep exploring the fantastical and the futuristic. And may your TBR pile never stop growing.